This part of the training is about contexts. We will first learn how to define a context. The next topic is about how to apply a context. Then the training discusses the different types of contexts. It first discusses non-overlapping contexts. The next subject is overlapping contexts. Next it presents keyed contexts. After that it discusses hash contexts. And last it talks about category contexts. The final topic is nested contexts. The syntax to define a context is the create context, keywords. Then, the context name. Then, the context detail. The context detail depends on the type of context. The different types of context are non-overlapping context, overlapping context, keyed context, category context, hash context, nested context. Contexts are EPL objects like event types, named windows, tables, variables, etc. Visibility rules for EPL objects were explained earlier. Use at public for global visibility. While create context defines a context, defining a context alone does not apply it, and does not have any kind of effect. Only when a statement applies a context does the context activate. The syntax for applying a context is the context keyword, then the context name, then the rest of the statement. For instance, this statement defines a non-overlapping context. This statement defines a context that starts at 9 a.m. in the morning and ends at 5 p.m. in the evening. The cron tab syntax can be found on a later slide. At public. Create context 9, 2, 5. Start. Parenthesis. 0, 9, star. End. Parenthesis. 0, 17, star. The context definition by itself means nothing and is not active. The next statement applies the context. This query, between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m., selects large withdrawals. Context 9, 2, 5. Select star. From withdrawal. Parenthesis. Amount greater or equals 400. The context 9, 2, 5 applies the context to the statement. You can apply the same context to any number of statements. Therefore you can place common factors, conditions or filters into a context. The runtime manages one context for all statements that apply the context. The runtime does not duplicate management state related to the context. For instance, here the 9 am to 5 pm time frame applies to two statements. The first statement, between 9 am and 5 pm, counts large withdrawals. Context 9, 2, 5. Select count star. As CNT. From withdrawal. Parenthesis. Amount greater or equals 400. The second statement, between 9 am and 5 pm, averages all withdrawals. Context 9, 2, 5. Select. Average. Parenthesis. Amount. As AVG amount. From withdrawal. The runtime tracks a single 9 am to 5 pm time frame for both statements and does not track multiple timeframes. You cannot apply a context to the following types of statements. Statements that define an event type with create schema. Statements that define an expression or script with create expression. Statements that define an inline class with create inline_class. Statements that update events in flight with update iStream.